welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media LLC.
Today's show is hosted by Brian Poduska, entrepreneur and owner of Real Property Management Focus, and co-hosted by Allison Wilson with Community Wealth Advisors and Caitlyn Cagle with Elite Diamond Cleaning.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our co-host and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
All right, good morning, everybody. You are watching the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie show, even though my screen says Frisco. This is the Wylie show. We are on episode 29, I believe. And if you haven't seen the show before, basically what it is, I host the Thursday version of the show, and we also have a Tuesday version of the show. And we have two co-hosts every week who also bring on a guest, a local business owner, business leader in the Wylie community. So it's been awesome. 29 episodes, which means that we've been able to spotlight almost 60 different business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders within the Wylie community. So it's been a great ride. We have a fantastic group of co-hosts, and they have brought on some awesome guests. And today is no exception. We have more of a charity or a charitable organization theme today. So we'll get into that a little bit later. What we also do is talk about a rotating business topic every month. So the business topic changes every month. The business topic of August is developing a personal brand and building a strong reputation within the community. So we'll dive into that a little bit later in the show as well. But why don't we bring on all of the folks that we have, both our co-hosts and our guests. Hey, Caitlyn, hi. Allison. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Morning.
How are we all doing today?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Awesome.
Been a
Well,
good
I'm
week.
excited for another show. Like I said, we're approaching 30, which means that we've been going strong for almost 4 months, I want to say, 3.5 months, something like that. And it's been a fun ride. You guys are a great group. You guys are part of the Master Networks Wylie chapter, which has grown exponentially over the last year or so. So much so that you had to get a new venue to house you guys because you're so big. What is the total membership up to?
Well, I looked, as of yesterday, we have, I believe, 47 members, and we are the second largest Master Networks chapter in the nation.
In the nation, wow.
Very nice.
Okay, like I said, growing exponentially. And I know you guys have quite a few guests every week, so that's going to continue to grow. I've had a great time meeting you guys through the show, and I promise I will be out to the venue to say hello here in the near future. Well, welcome to the show again, and let's give really brief introductions, and we'll take a break, and we'll do the What's Up Wylie section on the back end of the break. But let's introduce yourselves. Quick overview on who you are and what you do. Caitlyn, you go ahead and go first.
Okay, perfect. So hi, my name is Caitlyn Fuessel. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. We do residential, commercial, and construction cleaning. I'm passionate about this because I started at 18 years old and built this business with what little graduation money I had left. And I started it from the ground up, and now we're 4 years in and just absolutely loving it, building teams, seeing how many people we can serve and better serve in their homes or businesses. And that's what I'm passionate about, the people that we can serve and keeping a clean and safe environment. So
Awesome. Thanks, Caitlyn. Allison, go ahead.
Sure. I'm Allison Wilson. I'm a financial advisor, and my office is in downtown Wylie. My firm is Community Wealth Advisors, and we're an independent family-owned firm through Raymond James. And so, very proud of that. I really think it matters who you do business with, because relationships are really the crux of partnering with a financial advisor. And so the fact that we're that family-owned and independent, we can just offer a lot of customized strategies, really approach each and every client as an individual. Our specialties are working with individuals, couples, families, and small business owners. And we offer comprehensive investment services and full financial planning.
Awesome. Thank you, Allison. Kendra, you're up. Ladies first, on the guests.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kendra Medina. I'm the administrator of Hope's Gate, and we are a small nonprofit based in downtown Wylie, just a few doors down from Allison. And we have a little boutique where we have handmade items from all around the world that we have taught many of the items, the skills to young ladies and young men that have been rescued out of difficult situations, such as human trafficking, orphans, or extreme poverty. So that is our mission, to bring hope to those populations worldwide. And we have just a store full of amazing little things, and we're totally nonprofit and volunteer run. And I joined Hope's Gate in 2013. It was actually founded in 2011 by Patty Bauman, who couldn't be with us today, but I've been around helping her out, and for about, I guess that's about 11 years now, 10, 11 years. So it just gets better and better.
That's fantastic. That's a great organization. We're going to get into your organization and some events coming up here in the near future, a little bit later in the show. So thanks for that intro. Shannon, the KG veteran who's been on the show several times, why don't you reintroduce yourself to our audience?
Hey, good morning. Thank you for letting me on here today. I'm Shannon Cagle, one of the co-founders for Cricket Timber Legacy. We're a nonprofit based in North Texas that takes out disabled veterans, first responders, and children on hunting, fishing, and outdoor adventures. So it's great to be on here.
Well, thanks again for joining us. Once again, you were banned after the sports show that we had last year. I think that was the last time that you were on the show, but welcome back. You're officially back in the circle.
Nice.
And we have a troublemaker today. This ought to be fun.
Yeah, and he leaves himself wide open for some ribbing, so feel free to jump and pile on. All right, so thank you guys for the introductions. What we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and then on the backside of that commercial break, we'll do our famous segment.
What's up, Wylie?
Boom. Great timing. All right, so we'll take the break and do What's Up, Wylie in the back end.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by One Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Allison Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts here. Marley Knapp with Norwex, chemical-free, sustainable solutions for your home. And by Tara Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, so what's up, Wylie? Who wants to go first?
Go for it, Caitlyn.
Okay, so mine are easy. I just wanted to share about two things that we're doing in the community right now. So on September 7th at 6 p.m. at the library, there's going to be a 3D printing class. So basically you can go ask questions, learn about the process, and that's completely open for anyone to join. And that is the Wylie Library. Then September 14th, we're having a picnic event in downtown Wylie. That's going to be from 4:30 to 8. You need to bring your picnic blanket, all your food, and we're just going to come and hang out and just be a part of the community.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Cool.
I've got a couple things I'd like to share. One is, I'm not sure if everyone's aware, but once a month, the fourth Thursday of the month, the Wylie Chamber hosts a networking mixer. And it's actually kind of a multi-chamber event. And so the location goes around between Wylie, Murphy, Saxe. But today is fourth Thursday. And so today, the networking event that's hosted, it's called the 501 Mixer. You got to clock out at 5 o'clock and you can go and hang with other business owners. And it's going to be at the Landon Winery. So that's in downtown. I'm going to walk down and enjoy some of the, relationships that I've built, but also meet some new people, I hope. And then I'm super excited. One of the reasons that I wanted to have Kendra from Hope's Gate on today was my What's Up Wylie is about the event that Hope's Gate is going to be hosting in October. So I'd really like for Kendra to just kind of give the overall details. And I think we're going to have a chance to talk about it even maybe some more as we go on in the show.
Yeah, so just to
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but go ahead, Kendra.
Okay.
And we definitely
go ahead and
dive into it a little bit later.
Okay. So just, the brief overview is that it is a fundraising benefit dinner. It's in October 21st. It's going to be at Old City Park. And we're going to be partnering with all kinds of chefs around town. It's going to be a 5-course dinner, fine dining experience with live music and raffles and hors d'oeuvres and wine from Landon Winery. So I'll tell you all about it later, but that's the brief overview.
Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. So thank you guys for sharing that. Shannon, I know you're not a Wylie resident, but if you have anything that's going on in Wylie that you know of, I know you do have a couple events, fundraising events coming up for Creek and Timber. So if you don't have anything with Wylie, go ahead and mention those events.
The only we do have an event in Parker, which is October the 12th. We have a fundraising dinner there at Cross Creek Ranch is the facility. There you go. And then for anybody that wants to shoot, we have a skeet shooting or clay shoot that'll be going on September the 15th at Dallas Gun Club over in Louisville.
Okay, awesome. Well, and I've participated in Creek and Timber legacy events in the past, and they're, obviously a good cause, but they're always a good time too. So, thanks for mentioning.
Try to keep them eventful.
They are, especially shooting clay. That's always eventful. Okay, well, thank you guys. Appreciate the What's Up Wylie segment. Always fun to hear what's going on in town. Okay, so we'll shift gears a little bit here. As I said, we always have a couple guests on, and what we'd like to do is just go in, dive in a little deeper on you guys and what got you to the position you're in now or in the organization that you're in now. So, Kendra, if you don't mind, just share a little bit about your background, a couple minutes max. It doesn't have to be super long, but I always love to hear, the stories of how you got to where you're at and obviously with a great organization.
Yeah, sure. So my story kind of begins many years ago, and I won't go into all the details because that would take the whole hour. But I first fell in love with serving orphans when I was 15. I went with my church and visited an orphanage, and knew from that point on I wanted to adopt. And so fast forward many years after getting married and having a couple of my own biological children, we decided to adopt, and we adopted a little girl from Ethiopia back in 2010. That's when she came to us. And I was working as a speech therapist all these past years. For 18 years, I did that. But during that time, I also started volunteering with Hope's Gate. And, our mission is to bring hope to orphans, victims of human trafficking, and the world's most vulnerable. So it was truly a passion of mine. So I did that on the side while working as a speech therapist for many years. It did both. And then in 2020, we opened up our location here in downtown Wylie, and it became obvious at that time that I really needed to do this full time. And it, like I said, it's my passion. My speech therapy job was my paid job, but I always started calling Hope's Gate my real job, even though it wasn't my paid job. So I love it. And so started doing that more full time as the administrator and executive assistant to our director.
Awesome. Well, that's great, and thank you for the sharing the background. Shannon, why don't you give a little bit of background? I know you've been in a lot of different areas, and tell us how how you got involved with and co-founder of Creek and Timber, and just go into that a little bit.
Sure. Well, I mean, I've always grown up enjoying hunting and fishing, and being in the outdoors. And Dustin Payne and Justin Clark, two of the other founders in this organization with me, we were doing a local Plano chapter of Ducks Unlimited, which is really good and outdoor.
Shout out to Paul Fisher real quick. He just chimed in. What's up, my man? All right, sorry.
I'll see him. And so, I went on a hunt that had a veteran there that was missing his left arm from the elbow out and his right leg from the knee down. And just talking with him and all the things that they, go through, after getting out of the military. And then also the same thing with some different, people in the, police force or, the fire, in the fire department, EMTs. And so we got together. I guess we really talked about it for about a year during 2019. And then we started the organization in 2020 is when we got our 501c3, right for COVID to start. So we didn't get a whole lot accomplished then, but then, we started taking out recipients in 2021 and 2022, and we took out, I think it was 72 in 2021 and then 127 last year. And then we'll do over 200 this year. And we now have expanded chapters in 2 other states. We've got one in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and then one outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then starting a new group down in Houston, and then one in Birmingham, Alabama, hopefully before the end of the year. So we're expanding.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always enjoy seeing your guys' recaps. You have a newsletter that you send out, and I always enjoy seeing the recaps and the photos of the trips that you guys do and have hosted already. And yeah, a lot of exciting news with the expansion. So that's great stuff. All right. So thank you for that, Shannon. And again, we'll get a little bit deeper into Creek and Timber as we go and some of the upcoming events. We want to make sure that we get all the events that both you and Kendra have coming up socialized here. But as I mentioned up front, we do have a rotating topic of the month, and what I mentioned and read out loud, I accidentally had printed out the wrong sheet. So the topic is not what I said up front. That was last month's topic. This month we are talking about best practices for networking and building professional relationships in a local setting. So something that is obviously very vital to a business owner, entrepreneur, but also obviously from a fundraising standpoint.
Yeah.
With the nonprofit. So we're going to take a quick break here to give a little bit of love to our sponsors, but on the back end, we'll start diving into, the networking aspect and what are the best practices that you guys use, what venues do you go to? So we'll talk about that on the back end, but right now we'll take a quick break.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, and thank you to all our sponsors. Good to see everybody in that mix on a weekly basis. All right, so business topic of the month. It's let me make sure I read it right. Best practices for networking and building professional relationships in a local setting. So obviously, networking, we're all part of the networking effort, and with the Wylie chapter of Master Networks, that's obviously one where Caitlyn and Allison, you guys participate on a weekly basis. So what I wanted to do is just kind of kick off the roundtable here with what venues. Obviously, Master Networks is one of them, but what venues do you guys also network in outside of Master Networks? And feel free.
I'll jump in. Master Networks wasn't the first group that I joined. Actually, a couple of other groups, when we opened in 2020, reached out, joined them very quickly, and Kendra's interacts with these too. So the Wylie Chamber of Commerce, finding that little spot, and also we have a Downtown Merchants Association. It's not exclusive to downtown merchants, but it's a group that meets together. And out of that, I met people that then invited me to other networking groups, and Master Networks is one of them. So one of the things that's important about networking for me, and I'd love to hear everybody else's thoughts, is when those circles start to kind of intertwine, I think it kind of builds a big synergy, because I know when I go to something in the downtown meeting, I'm going to see Kendra. And then this past week, we had a really cool luncheon that we went to, hosted by the Chamber, and I hope we get a chance to talk about that a little bit. But, at my table, I had a person from my church there. I also had downtown folks there. There were Master Networks people there. It was hosted by the Chamber, and all of those kind of crisscross connections. You start to see people, multiple settings and multiple different events. You get to know them better. So I think networking can't be. You have to be careful not to even isolate your networking. You can't be isolated. You can't isolate your networking. You've got to be willing to kind of put yourself out there in multiple different ways.
I think that's a great point. It's, one networking group leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And that's absolutely true. So as you get into one, and it's great that you're part of the Chamber as well. We've talked about that quite a bit in past shows as well. Chamber's a great way to get in front of a lot of people pretty quickly, and obviously a lot of like-minded folks too. So no, that's a great ad, Allison. Love that. Anybody else have any other thoughts as far as venues? And I guess I'd ask both Kendra and Shannon, from a nonprofit standpoint, how does, where do you guys go to get networking and to build your, funding base, things like that?
That was my question too.
I think with us, it's a lot of what you're talking about there. So it's going through, the Chamber of Commerce, other networking organizations. I mean, my day job is selling insurance, commercial and, residential insurance. And so a lot of those people that I talk to, small business owners or, realtors is another, good source for us. But then I do the Lions Club here in Conroe now that I've been going to weekly luncheon and meeting, a lot there. And then some other organizations. I mean, Of course, we have a big, we have a Montgomery County A&M club here that I go to as well. So it's, it's really pretty big combination. And it's, we've had to readjust, things with that, because when we started this organization, a lot of it was people that we knew. I was in mortgage lending, at the time, and I knew Dustin. He was in insurance, and then Justin Clark is a financial planner. So I mean, we, been working together on stuff like that. So everybody that we knew was in the real estate, industry. Well, that's been hard this year, as most people on here probably already know. So, we've had to reach out to other, areas and try to redefine some of our circles in order to, to continue to grow.
Shannon, you brought up a good point right there. Your industry's in such a challenging market right now. And one thing that stuck with me when I first started into this type of networking after I left education and went into business was that you need to build your network before you need your network.
Yeah.
So it's just very
Great point.
important that you have to have relationships in place, because when you do have a challenge, you'll have people that can support you, but also you'll have other experts that you already trust and can go to for advice and support.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
you can't wait till you need it and they'll be like, I'm in a crisis. I need people.
Right.
People.
That's
Exactly.
a great point, Allison. And kind of a similar question, or a question that'll build off of that concept, right? Because I've seen you guys in your Wylie group really support each other in those times where people have challenges. And I know you guys have each other's back, so I've seen that in action with many of you guys on the show. But from a networking standpoint, so not necessarily venue-wise, but purpose-wise, right? So do you guys see yourselves when you do networking as, some folks go into it and approach it as, well, I'm just looking for referrals. I'm looking for contacts and ways to build my business. But that's very much self-serving, and very short-sighted, in my opinion. Do you guys view yourselves as and approach these groups as connectors? And if so, how do you go about doing that?
So I want to jump in on that. So I actually just finished reading the book called The Go-Giver, and it talks about the 5 laws of success, basically. And the first one is the law of value. And it basically talks about whenever you approach someone in your networking or building relationship, you have to think not what I can get out of this situation, but what can I give? What value can I give? And throughout the whole book, it talks about there's this person called the connector, and he's the one making these connections. And so if you haven't read it, I would really suggest that you did. These were values that I knew, and I had a foundation for them, but I wasn't putting them in effect. And so when I think about the venues that I network in, I don't even have it secluded to just Master Networks or the Chamber. I am constantly networking, but I can do that because of the law of value. Because if I'm meeting someone at Chiloso, because that's where I love to eat, and I'm hanging out in line and about to order my food, and I turn around and talk to someone, that's networking. But I'm not just saying, hi, my name is Caitlyn Fuessel. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. You should let me clean your house, and spit it all out. It's, what can I do for you? Who can I connect you with that's in my sphere of influence that I know? And those are great things. And you have to have that perspective when you network. Otherwise, people don't want to hang out with you because you're just that salesy person, and they're not going to want to build that relationship. And when you actually build relationship with your group, you begin to do different things. It's not just always maybe centered around business, but your family gets involved in things like that. So that law of value is really strategic when you talk about networking and building your professional brand, because really networking is relationship and your business is you. So it all kind of ties together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that ad about, it's not just networking in whatever venue you're networking in, whatever group you're in. It's really building those connections outside of that, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I do it everywhere too. Like one of our biggest volunteers right now, I met him in the parking lot of Cabela's 2 years ago. So,
we had a guest this morning, and he said to me, what's different about this group than other groups? And he was talking about our Master Networks group. And I said, well, we have an official meeting one time a week for an hour. I said, but this group is an everyday, all day kind of thing. You can reach out. We have a very active group text going on. We have how we help each other out on social media. If someone sees something that they think I need to see, they're, hey, did you check this out? I don't know. I think I've met with three members outside of our meeting this week. So I think that's something that's different too. When you find a group like that, that's really deeper connections that are going to be longer lasting. And it's not about the sale. I think that's super important not to focus on that. But
participation is a big key.
Sure.
Yes.
And I know, Kendra, you come to like business card exchange and different things throughout. To talk about Hope Skate, is it effective in a different way?
It's been huge. When we first started out, when we were very small, and I wasn't really a part of the networking community. But I saw a huge difference once we really jumped into the Chamber of Commerce and really jumped into Downtown Merchants over the past years. It's been incredible. And not only has it helped us, just getting to know. So like you mentioned, Allison, just seeing people everywhere I go, I know somebody and I know their business and they know us and they know what we're doing. But really developing those relationships and seeing the same people over and over again has been great. And I think also it changes the way you see your community too. And we want to be, much of the work that we do at Hope Skate is worldwide, it's international, but we want to be a vibrant part of our community too. And we want to champion the businesses that we're connecting with that are not only supporting us, but we want to be their cheerleaders as well. And so if I see somebody, if I need a plumber, I know exactly who to call. And if I need a financial advisor, I know I'm calling Allison, So it really makes the community, I think, feel small. And even though Wylie has grown so much over the years, it feels like a small town. I mean, when I walk around, I know people. And so I love that about networking, and that it doesn't just help you in your business, but it helps you just to really be a part of the community and promote others. And that's where your heart goes too, is to helping whoever you can in their business to thrive and not be in competition with them or anything like that, but just to really be for them. So I do love that.
I have a question.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Caitlyn. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. So when I think about networking for me, like a for-profit business, I know kind of my end result is obviously I'm hoping for a contractor, a client. With nonprofits, the result is either like funding or volunteers, someone to catch the vision and be with you. So what are some of y'all's struggles with networking? And how do you get over wanting that end result and how did you get to that place where you didn't have that, like, oh, I need someone to help me. I need that part. How did you get over that?
That's a good question.
You want to go first on that, Kendra?
Well, that's a hard question. I think that, absolutely. I mean, we are funded by our community and we need businesses to sponsor us, and we need the community to come shop in our store, and that's how we function. But as I said, as I kind of mentioned, I think when you put yourself out there and you're getting to know these companies that are supporting you, or even if they're not, even if they're not yet, or maybe never will, when you get to know them and you see that they're putting their heart into their business and they are making a difference in the community, then you get past that point of just wanting to build that relationship so you get funding or whatever, but you really care about whether they succeed or not. And I think that just happens organically in relationships as you really invest your time into other people and relationships. Yeah. So I mean, it's not all, of course, yes. If you want to, whoever I meet, if they want to sponsor us, that's awesome. But if they don't, that's okay. They've got other things, and that's great too. They're investing somewhere else in the community. So we all just have to be responsible for our part, and we can't do everything. But if we do our part, then we can make a huge difference.
We look at, I look at it in a couple different ways. So we, I guess first off, we are trying to find, people that want to be donors, but also, like you pointed out, volunteers, or even somebody that might know somebody that could be a recipient of, one of our, events, so our activities. So, that's as big a part as the other. So we kind of look at, there's several different, ways there. And then there's also, there's businesses that can get involved, with us as well. We've got different types of volunteers because we need volunteers for the fundraising events we do, but we also need them to go out on these, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, trips that we do with people as well. And so, there's a lot of different ways to participate there. But, usually I just ask them if they would just share our information on their social media. If nothing else, just, post our website, out on a post, because it's about spreading the word. And at some point, you hope that you're going to get the others, back on it. But it's definitely different. But I think, in some instances, you have to treat it like a business if you're wanting to do it, as a full-fledged, nonprofit. There's charities out there that might have one event, a year or something, which is, good, and they have their specific thing that they want to accomplish. But, we're looking a lot larger than that, down the road. And so we're trying to operate it like a business, even though it's a nonprofit.
Shannon, I think you just stole some of the thunder of the next question that I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask it, and then we're going to go to break to give you guys a minute to think about it. But as you're networking, referrals are great, right? You want referrals for whatever purpose. But other than a referral, here's the question: other than a referral, what can somebody do for you today to help drive your growth or help drive your initiative if it's a nonprofit? So think about that, and we're going to talk about that on the backside of this break. So right now, hit it, Lennon.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing and Restoration. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Lynn Heberly with Coldwell Banker Apex, guiding you home with heart and expertise. Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your home and office is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Rementis, bringing your memories and technology back to life. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about networking, best practices, and how to build that reputation on a local level. Had some great conversations so far. So just kind of a quick recap, some of the venues that everybody's participating in. I just took some quick notes. Chamber of Commerce, obviously a great location. Master Networks, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that with the Wylie group here. Downtown Merchants Organization with Wylie in particular. I can't remember who mentioned it, but churches, right? So networking within churches. You don't go to church with a business perspective, but you meet great people and a lot of times like-minded folks there. So that was a good one. Lions Club was another one. I think, Shannon, you mentioned that. With my daughter now going there, you have an A&M group. So college groups and alumni groups, organizations, things like that is a great place to.
There's others out there. Other universities have them too.
Right. But none as good as A&M. Since my money's now going there, I'll give that a shout out.
Right.
There's other
So-
neat niche groups too, for different industries and such.
Yeah.
And, like for example, I know that there's a networking group that puts together services for different types of scenarios. I was a part of one for a little bit, and they all focus on someone going through the transition of divorce. And while that's an uncomfortable thing to go through, you do need a specific set of professionals, and building those relationships, it does kind of create some natural synergy there to help. I know when I network, one thing that is really good is if I can have some type of connector partner. It's not always about the referral, but about, if a person comes seeking a service of, an estate planning attorney, they may need some financial planning too. And so those types of partnering up professionals is good.
No, that's a great ad. And one more that I want to add is exactly kind of what we're doing here, right? We're on a podcast and we're networking. Go figure, right? And we do have some other efforts that, this is the community focused Wylie show. We do have a thing called Pod Connect as well. So it's a way
Didn't you say last show that just within the first 4 months we've already been able to spotlight 50 businesses?
Yeah. So we're almost up to 60 right now. So and that's the beauty of it, right? We get to meet business owners, local business owners in most cases, and you get to meet them on the show, and it's out there in perpetuity, right? So we're live right now, but in perpetuity. I see in our chat box that you guys can't see on the screen here, 60 business owners with over 200,000 viewers since we kicked off the show.
4 months. Wow.
4 months. Think about that, right? So all these networking venues that we've gone to, that we've all mentioned, that I mentioned previously, each one of them has probably a max of maybe 50 to 75 people max, right? The ability to do exactly what we're doing right here, 200,000 views, that has to resonate with somebody at some point, right? So it's one of the many benefits of doing something like this, a podcast, the program that we're starting, Pod Connect. If anybody wants to know more about that, reach out to myself, reach out to Len and Wilson. That's another opportunity to get involved in the podcast, Pod Connect, and networking game through podcasting. So shameless plug there, but it's extremely effective. The numbers don't lie. So all right. So with that being said, so we talked about the venues, right? What the question that I asked, I guess this is a long lead into the question that I asked. So you guys have had a lot of time to think about it. But basically, from a referral standpoint, right? So referrals kind of instant gratification, but even more instant, what can somebody do for you today? Either a connection or any other sort of thing. Shannon, you mentioned it with a share or a like on social media, but what can somebody do for you today to fuel your growth or to help grow your contributions from a nonprofit standpoint? And if anybody has thoughts, just jump right in.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Well,
go ahead.
Nope, ladies first.
Go
Kendra,
ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking, for us, awareness is a huge part of our mission in the areas that we work with. So orphans, victims of human trafficking, and the world's most vulnerable. So whether you're investing directly with Hope's Gate or another organization that does that, helping bring awareness in the community to these issues is one of our main focuses, really. So being able to teach people about these issues and then get them to go out and be ambassadors of these issues, I think is essential to growth, but also to our mission, which is not just our mission, but the mission of many organizations that do similar work.
Yeah.
Are you connected with any other organizations that also have a similar style mission?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. So as I mentioned, a lot of our work is international, working in several other countries, but we partner with Beloved One, who does more of a local human trafficking and strip club ministry here in the Dallas area. So we partner with them for more of the local stuff, as well as we have served and traveled with the Poema Foundation, which is based in Rockwell. that also works in the human trafficking arena, in the area in Rockwall and surrounding communities. So they take care of more of the local issues with that, and we're focused more on the international side of that.
I asked that because I know several of our local food pantries have started kind of partnering together because the needs are growing. And so that idea of like, yes, we can all do something, but together we could do more. And I would think in the nonprofit world, to Shannon and Kendra, that since that's an area you have so much more experience than I do, that finding other nonprofits and trying to pool your sources, your mission, is that kind of the case, Shannon, that you find?
Yeah, I've seen it in our area. I mean, we've done Hometown Heroes, which is another Texas organization. We've done combined events with them. Combined Arms, which is a foundation here in Houston. We've done a lot with them because they offer a lot of the more like financial aid, counseling, couples therapy, things that we don't do on what we're working with, but that are needed. Job placement is another big thing. So yes, I mean, partnering, that is something that we've done quite a bit with. And there's other organizations out there that fundraise to turn around and give grants to other organizations like ours, which we've worked with as well. So that's another big piece of it as well. But yeah, I think Kendra's right. I mean, the biggest thing that we can get is getting the word out there that that we exist and what we can offer. I mean, the other things will come from there, the financial donations and the volunteers, but it all starts with awareness and letting people know that it's that we're out there and that we've got this, and then we try to be a connector with that past what we're doing, so that as these men and women need, and there's as many women as there is men that need this too, so that they've got other resources that they can turn to for other things. So we try to be a hub for a lot of that.
One of the things that I've learned from networking is I always know, because in cleaning, there's a million cleaners out there. You could go with anybody, and I had the knowledge of that, like I knew, and I was never worried about the competition out there. But when I started in networking, there was this like inner, like, well, what if another cleaner came in the room? What if this and what if that? And I've learned so much from the group about those connections and the collaboration. I saw a quote this week, and it said, competition is at the bottom, but collaboration is at the top. And so you have to collaborate. So I love hearing about working with other nonprofits that are similar, but never being scared, like that poverty mentality, never being scared that well, what if I connect them with them and they go with them instead of me? That mentality doesn't bring us success. And so that's where I think those partnerships come from. And I've learned so much from that, and just the giving with like an open hand, basically, and serving in that capacity. So that's what I've learned from networking and just from these types of conversations and hearing from how other people serve with other like-minded businesses. So
awesome. And we've got a question from Paul Fisher, who's listening, and he said, and this can probably be addressed off the show, but again, a perfect example of somebody live participating in the show. Do you do any work with A21, which I believe is a group? It's another nonprofit organization. So I don't think we need to answer it on this call, but the connection with Paul after the show, I think, would be great, because I think there's some opportunity there from a fundraising standpoint. Partnership, right? The huge concept, certainly on the nonprofit front. Caitlyn, you just mentioned it as far as collaboration goes, right? Think about it from a small business perspective. If you can partner with either your competition, right, to the rising tide raises all boats concept, or how would your business look like if you were able to partner with any sort of either that competitor, or even like another trade that has a lot of the same customer bases, right? So you can start sharing customers. I think that's a hugely powerful thing, and certainly networking establishes those relationships. So, business owners.
Do we have time for an example of something we did in our Master Networks meeting a couple weeks ago?
I was actually just going to ask that question. So you go for it.
Yeah, so we have a business training or coaching topic every week, and every other week we get a little bit longer to kind of really dive in. And so I guess it was a couple weeks ago we did an exercise where we each thought of 3 different ways that we're serving in some capacity, and that was our goal. If you didn't have 3, maybe that's an opportunity to find something and to figure out, is this helping you personally with personal development and personal connection? Is it helping your business specifically, or is it maybe a combination? And going through that exercise, I think, and then the conversations that followed just really opened up a lot of ideas. And it was so great because then the very next business activity that I went to that was a larger group was the chamber luncheon that was for nonprofits. So it was great. Kendra, I don't know, how many nonprofits were represented? Probably over 20?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And then the room was filled with business owners. And so we got to hear from a business owner who stood up and gave an example about how she has a business relationship specifically with a nonprofit and what it's done for her business, but then also, how it's kind of feeding that passion. They got to hear from each nonprofit, got a minute to kind of give up and, do a little elevator pitch on what they do. And then immediately in that room are all these businesses who can start to connect with, oh, Gate, man, that resonated with me. But I was particularly felt really humbled because one of the other nonprofits came over to me and asked me if I would help them just pass out flyers. That's all they needed me to do. And that was like, wow, how great. They knew I had a business down here. And I was really happy that person had felt that we built a good enough relationship that I could just help in that small way. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to do that. I mean, it's easy. And so those different type of opportunities where you're putting those 2 groups in the room, I hope that we can find more ways in Master Networks to focus on that. We had a nonprofit represented at our group this morning, who's a local one that helps connect women in different ways. I think she's actually been on the podcast before, Michelle Keithley with Connect. And so, anyway, I don't know even where I got started down that path, but just to talk about, there's ways that connecting and serving fills your own personal bucket. It can be good for your business too. And then sometimes it's kind of a crisscross.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
example. Absolutely perfect example of, both the collaboration piece and then what somebody can do for somebody else.
Did you have a follow-up, Kendra?
I did. Yeah. I was just, as you were, talking, just kind of going back, and we kind of mentioned the fundraiser that we're putting on in October. In the past years, we've done it in a different city, and we kind of did all of our own things. We didn't necessarily use people that we were networking with, but we decided this year to change it and do it right here in Wylie, the fundraiser, and plug as many businesses in as we possibly could that were right here in our community. So I'm really excited about it. It's the same type of event that we've done in the past, but really, because we love our community, wanted to find a way to bring our community into it. And so we've got just the opportunity to work with 5 different restaurants, Creekside in the south, and Napoli's, and the Blend, and Landon, and I'm forgetting somebody, O'Farah, because they're moving to Wylie. And then we're working with the high school, the 544 Cafe. They're going to do our bread. So also pulling in the school district to that.
So cool.
And then just, different sponsorships that have come in from our community, Allison being one of them, being one of our sponsors.
Well, I'll describe the event.
Yeah.
The event gets better. So this will be my 3rd year to attend the event. It's an outdoor dining experience with excellent food, music, it's very, I don't know, a special, you could use it for a date night. You could use it for, gathering with friends, but the setting is just beautiful. The food is delicious. And then to know that it's a give back and supporting an organization that I am just so, I love watching it grow. Hope's Gate also hosted this really cool Mother's Day tea. I looked like a rock star because I took my mom and my mother-in-law to their Mother's Day tea. I did nothing. I just showed up, and it was beautiful sandwiches and the lavender lemonade. We still talk about it at home. There were flowers. There were all these. There was an opportunity to do a photo booth, and I looked like a rock star daughter on Mother's Day because Hope's Gate had this opportunity. And just being open to that, and the Hope Under the Stars, you really should go. The tickets are there. I've already bought a whole little set, and I would definitely go. And then to see Hope's Gate plugging in so many businesses all in that kind of, I just love that feel of we can all do more together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big reason that we've started doing other chapters outside of where we are, because the boots on the ground, it makes a big difference. The community, more people get, involved. And so we've seen that in, Pittsburgh and in Colorado City. Colorado Springs now with them, doing their stuff and bringing in more, local businesses versus, us bringing people from all over the U.S., into Collin County. So, I think it's really good. People get involved, everything from, the churches, the schools, the local businesses, and they get behind it a whole lot more. It's been good.
You combine a quality event with a passion, and then your local vendors and things. That to me, that's something I want to get behind.
Yeah, and we're taking care of local people that are there in that community, and so that's been, the big, kind of feedback that we've got, from that. It's like, we have plenty of people here to assist, in this area in our city. And so let's focus on that. So yeah, we're going to go more and more further with that, as our organization grows.
That's awesome. Hey guys, we are kind of running up to our broadcast time here. So what I want to do, I want to make sure that we get this information out there, what I'll call kind of our call to action. So Allison, you did a great job of kind of giving some experience to the event coming up for Kendra and her organization. But Kendra, if you can, we'll start with you. If you can just give the overview of the event, how to participate, any other things coming up for you guys, and then we'll move on to Shannon. So stage is yours, Kendra.
Yeah, sure. I'd say is come to our store if you haven't been to our store yet. That's a year-round event. So we're always open. It's a great gift shop. And as I mentioned before, everything in our store is handmade by the artisans we work with, the people who have been rescued out of human trafficking, the people who have grown up on the streets, those that have been rescued out of extreme poverty and are very at risk of exploitation. Those are the people who are making the products in our store. So that's the first thing, is just come shop here and get your gifts here. And then the fundraiser is the big event. We do have an education fund where we send as many of our any of the people we work with, we send them to college, as many as we possibly can. I think we're at 39 right now that we've supported fully
Awesome.
International scholarships, so that they can go on and truly break that cycle of exploitation in their lives. So that's what the fundraiser's for. It's to send all these kids with just the saddest stories, but so that they have hope and that they have a future. That's our goal there. So the fundraiser, as Allison said, it's going to be a night out at Old City Park. It's going to be at sunset. It's going to be 5 courses of fine dining. Creekside Grill being our new restaurant in the area that's opening, I think, this week. They'll be our main chef, and then there will be dancing and dining and raffles and live music. So it's going to be a really great event, really beautiful night to come out and help support Hope's Gate and support all these businesses that we're partnering with.
All right. Sounds like a win-win to me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck on that event. That's fantastic. Shannon, you're up, buddy.
Well, we've got 2 before the end of the year. So we have our next one coming up, which is our clay shoot, which will be at Dallas Gun Club. in Louisville, and it's September the 15th, which is a Friday morning. So you have to skip work to come to that. And so we still have some teams available for that, and we've got some food and some adult beverages after you're done shooting that we'll have, and then we've got some raffles there. And then we're having our gala October the 12th, which is a Thursday, and it's going to be at Cross Creek Ranch out in Parker. Very similar to Kendra. We've got there'll be a guest speaker there, and then we've got live auction items, raffle items, and of course dinner, drinks, and a DJ. So you can come out, you can buy tables, individual tickets, and then we've got the raffle tickets, and those are all available on our website.
Awesome. Well, again, great events that Creek and Timber puts on. I've been there to several of their events, and they're fantastic. So, best of luck to those events as well. Thanks, Shannon. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're about out of time. I do want to give Caitlyn and Allison a little bit of time to make sure that people know how to get in touch with you, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll prepare for the next one. So, Caitlyn, go ahead.
So thank you guys for watching. Again, Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. You can get a hold of us. My phone number is down there, or elitediamondcleaning.com. We'd love to serve you, and we provide free estimates.
Awesome. Thank you. Allison.
Thanks for hosting the show today, Brian, and to everybody that was here. Again, I'm Allison Wilson. I'm a financial advisor at Community Wealth Advisors. We're in downtown Wylie. Phone number 972-521-8282. Or you can check out our website at raymondjames.com/CWA.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being on the show today. I love the theme today with the nonprofits.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Look forward to knocking those events out of the park. So thanks again. Great lessons learned today. Great sharing today. So many different ways to network. So many different ways to partner. Countless ways to help people outside of just a straight up referral. So awesome sharing today. So thank you all. For everybody watching, you guys have a wonderful and safe weekend. We'll be back next Thursday, same time, 11:30. Looking forward to that one. But in the meantime, have a great weekend and take care.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-host, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.